it's been several months ago. We talked about the idea that Pepsi gave up their sponsorship of the halftime show. And
They did.
we
Of Super Bowl.
discussed, the halftime show of the Super Bowl. Thank you. And, we kind of discussed at the time who might be, a great potential sponsor for that. And they've announced who the sponsor is going to be. And it was not one of the people that we suggested, but it was Apple. Apple Music is going to be the new sponsor of the Super Bowl halftime show. The tech giants taking over for Pepsi. And I wanted to just this is sort of what I would look at as a content and branding topic. I'll be honest, when I saw this, I thought, ooh, that's a really good idea. I thought that was a great tie-in. I think so many times, and we've talked about this in the past, there's brand marketing and direct marketing. And I think with something like the Super Bowl halftime show, it's almost purely generally brand marketing, right?
Yep.
For this, there's a direct marketing tie-in when they are promoting the Apple Music venue or Apple Music platform to go up against Spotify or whatever. I actually think there's a great tie-in here to the Super Bowl halftime show, and I wanted to get your take.
Genius, Kirby. Genius. Yeah, that's it.
End.
No, no. I'll tell you why it's genius. Actually, I'm glad you brought this up because this has been noodling around my Billy brain for the last couple of weeks. It's absolutely genius. Now, Apple, if you've really been paying attention over the last 15 years, they've really been shifting from a technology company to a media company. Now, people still look at them as, well, they make phones and they used to make iPods and they make iPads and they make computers. Yeah, they do. But those are just a vehicle to deliver content, and they know exactly what they're doing. Apple Music is still, I believe, the biggest publisher of music in the world at this point. So they are the largest music company. And so they are promoting that. And, they're going to expand that. I will make a prediction. I'm going to make a bold prediction, Kirby.
Okay.
So the NFL Sunday Ticket, which has been on DirecTV for over 20 years. And if you're not familiar with that product, you can pay about $300 a football season, and you have access to every NFL game not on demand, but live, the entire game. Well, DirecTV is not, they're not going to have that package in 2023, and several companies are going after it. And I will guarantee you that's going to end up on Apple TV Plus. So they're really shifting their strategy to really educate people and have them think more of them as a technology company, as a content company, as an entertainment company, not so much as a hard goods company. And I'll tell you where you can really tell this. 5 years ago, you had to pay out the wazoo for a brand new phone. Yeah. Now they're handing them away like cheap chocolates at a bad Motel 6 on your pillow. They are handing them. I don't know what that analogy was about.
It's gross.
I'm on fire today.
You are.
But there you can get basically a free iPhone.
Yeah.
Whether you're a new customer, current customer. Yeah. So they're shifting the focus away from more toward media.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's great. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I totally agree. This was one of those things, this was one of those things where I saw it and I was like, oh, why didn't I think of this? This is a perfect marriage for something that, I thought Pepsi did a great job and I thought they got a ton of exposure and we discussed that. But you just go, well, I think it's hard in any venue like this to measure how many bottles of Pepsi you sold with that. It feels like the ego metrics are great. But man, I think you're going to be able to actually look at it and go, okay, we can look at how many new customers came to Apple Music or, purchases came from whatever the Super Bowl act was. There can be a direct correlation. I just think it makes a ton of sense.
Well, and I think here's where it also makes a ton of sense. For years, the Super Bowl has trotted out these dinosaur rock acts. Right. Not that I don't like them. I do. Yeah. But I loved seeing Tom Petty and I loved seeing Prince and I loved seeing The Who and all that. But I mean, we're not the audience, and they've really stopped. They need to stop appealing to us in our age group. Yeah. So I think with Apple Music, they have such a stable of artists who are really Apple Music artists that they can put out there that are skew younger. I think that helps the NFL. I think it helps everything. So I think it's absolutely brilliant.